Hey there, fight fans. Today in this video, in the lightweight division has begun a full-fledged stagnation. New tops have not yet appeared, and the old ones, well, they've been studied by everyone, and they mostly only fight amongst themselves. For Islam Makhachev, the situation is similar to the one in which Alex Volkanovski found himself in at featherweight. The victory of Charles Oliveira over Beneil Dariush sent the entire lightweight division into a very deep crisis. The problem of finding a worthy opponent, if not only for Islam but also for Khamzat Chimaev. Now this raises the questions as to why the UFC still hasn't been able to set up a fight for him. For example, why wasn't the fight between Chimaev and Paulo Costa organized? That one was almost a ready fight, right? Or a fight with Kamaru Usman. Therefore, many fans are sure that Chimaev has problems getting a visa in America. But we're going to go in order. And then lastly, this past weekend at the PFL 5 event, Jon Jones had a chance encounter with Nico Ali Walsh, the grandson of the late boxing legend Muhammad Ali.
Leave me alone, Nico.
But before we kick off the video, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, as it helps to motivate us create some new and interesting videos. Thank you so much in advance. After the impressive victory of Charles Oliveira over Beneil Dariush, it became obvious that he was not only brought back to life but also sent the entire lightweight division into a very deep crisis. Now the leadership of the promotion began to face some difficulties in finding a worthy opponent for Islam Makhachev, since he is far superior to all potential opponents. Now this situation is unusual for the UFC, as it is now difficult to find a fighter in lightweight who is guaranteed to shake the position of Islam Makhachev. Most expected Beneil Dariush to be the contender, but that latest fight showed that the Iranian fighter's skills were overrated. When Makhachev himself was asked what challenge he finds most interesting, he replied that he would like to fight Dustin Poirier.
Dustin Poirier is a black belt. But he is. He is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, bro.
Please, brother.
What do you mean, please?
So what he did when he catch his arm, he go to the duel. What is this, brother?
Granby roll.
Black belt? Who give? We have to check that, man. And we have to cancel, brother, many black belt because
why?
They make the Jiu-Jitsu, look bad.
Now, of course, Dustin Poirier is a very sought-after fighter who is pretty famous in the UFC, and this may be the reason why Islam Makhachev expressed interest in fighting him. However, the question of whether Poirier will be able to pose a serious threat to Islam is questionable. Poirier is more of a stand-up guy who Islam will drag to the ground and try to do ground and pound. Now in the case of Justin Gaethje, it becomes more difficult since he himself is an experienced wrestler, but even he was vulnerable to Khabib and Oliveira. Michael Chandler and Rafael Fiziev have some similar weaknesses, while Arman Tsarukyan is still pretty far from a rematch.
Yeah, definitely I have a message. Islam, I'm coming for you.
Now we can agree that the lightweight division is currently in a state of stagnation. There are no new fighters coming in, and the ones that have been there are just fighting amongst themselves. The situation is very reminiscent of the one that Alexander Volkanovski found himself in at featherweight, but unlike the Australian, Islam Makhachev is considered to be vastly superior to any lightweight, and for good reason. Should Makhachev only be fighting with Volkanovski, who actually managed to give him a very close fight? That is also probably not the best option. A rematch fight is quite viable, but not in the near future. And besides, no matter how close the first battle was, Islam still won, so who will Makhachev fight? Recently, he stated that the UFC has other plans for him, that they want Makhachev to fight in Abu Dhabi. Already was in America, met with leadership a couple of months ago. I asked for a fight in the summer, and they said that if I fight in the summer, I won't have time to fight in Abu Dhabi. And they have plans for me to fight in Abu Dhabi, stated Makhachev. Therefore, in this situation, it may be reasonable for Islam Makhachev to think about moving to a higher weight category where Leon Edwards currently dominates. The Brit is a solid and versatile fighter who can present some serious challenges, but his style of competition suits Islam. Perhaps welterweight is now the most convenient category for Islam Makhachev. Moreover, there is more serious opposition in this weight class, including Kamaru Usman, Colby Covington, Bilal Muhammad, and Shavkat Rakhmonov. And of course, in the welterweight division, Islam can expect a meeting with Khamzat Chimaev. Many fans don't believe that such a fight would be possible. However, if Makhachev decides to move up to that weight class to become a two-time champ, he will have to fight and beat Chimaev. After all, Khamzat also strives for the belt. But as you know, recently it has become difficult for Khamzat Chimaev to find a worthy opponent, which now raises the question as to why the UFC still has not been able to set up a fight for him. For example, why wasn't the fight with Paulo Costa organized, which almost was ready to fight, right? Millions of fans are still awaiting for it, but unfortunately the UFC is not going to agree on it. The same can be said about a possible fight with Kamaru Usman. Therefore, it is not yet clear what plans Dana White has for Chimaev in the near future. Even Dana White denied the information that Usman will be the next opponent for the Chechen.
Yes, man, I got it straight from you. What did I get wrong here? It would be very unusual that I would get anything wrong, but then he elaborated. And all he said, we have moved on. That was Dana's point. The current rumors or discussion that that's what we're getting ready to do in October is not true.
Dana stated that the UFC has other plans for Chimaev, but many fans are sure that Khamzat is having problems getting a visa in the US because he does not hide his friendship with Ramzan Kadyrov. Chimaev himself said that he was ready to return to the octagon earlier than planned, and according to Boers, he is ready to fight next September at UFC Fight Night 227 in Paris, and then take part in UFC 294, which will take place in October in Abu Dhabi. I'm ready to fight in Paris and after that in Abu Dhabi. Let me smash someone already, UFC, Chimaev wrote on social media. But it seems that Chimaev has a new opponent. The day before, Jared Cannonier announced his readiness to share the octagon with Khamzat Chimaev, naming his candidate status as the only condition for organizing the fight. Only if this fight gives me a title shot, the American told a press conference after UFC on ESPN 47. I'm not sure about that because he's not even ranked in the middleweight division. I know he's very popular, everyone wants to see him fight, so if they call me and say, hey, you're up against Khamzat, a challenge? My answer is yes. If Jared Cannonier has not offered a challenger fight with Khamzat Chimaev, the top middleweight who defeated Marvin Vettori last weekend is ready to ensure a fight against the reigning division champion, Israel Adesanya, who will be defending the title on September 9th at UFC 293 in Sydney, saying, I will be more than happy to take this opportunity. Even if I don't go to the fight, I'll get paid and that's good, so I'll gladly do it. I would love to visit Sydney. I have never been to Australia and always wanted to do it. But what do you guys think of everything? With whom would you like to see the next fight for Chimaev? Let us know down in the comments below. And then lastly, this past weekend at the PFL 5 event, John Jones had a chance encounter with Nico Ali Walsh, the grandson of the late boxing legend Muhammad Ali. During their meeting, Jones paid tribute by performing the iconic Ali Shuffle.
Leave him alone, Nico. Leave him alone, Nico.
I need that video.
So that is all for today. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel because it is very important to us, and thank you all in advance.